General Exercises, Part 1. What were Edmund and Mercedes planning for their future? Edmund and Mercedes were planning to marry and begin their new life together as a couple. How can we tell that Fernand's feelings for Mercedes were more than friendship? It is evident that Fernand's feelings transcended friendship because he was deeply in love with Mercedes and desperately wanted to marry her. His obsession was so great that he was willing to sabotage Edmund's future just to eliminate him as a rival. Compare Edmund's hope with Fernand's jealousy. How do these two emotions create conflict? Edmund's hope for a happy marriage directly conflicted with Fernand's intense jealousy, as both men desired the same future with Mercedes. This emotional clash drove Fernand to betray Edmund and plot his downfall. Do you think Edmund should have noticed Fernand's jealousy earlier? Why or why not? While he perhaps should have noticed, Edmund's inherent naivety prevented him from seeing the truth at the time. It was only later that he was able to connect the pieces and understand the reality of the betrayal. Imagine you are Mercedes. Would you trust Fernand as a friend after noticing his envy? Explain. If I were Mercedes, I would no longer trust Fernand. His envy is a clear indication of a flawed character, suggesting that he is not a true friend. Weddings often symbolize unity and new beginnings. What does Edmund and Mercedes' planned wedding symbolize in this chapter? In this chapter, the planned wedding symbolizes the hope for a bright and happy future. Tragically, this hope is destroyed by the act of betrayal. What event was being celebrated before Edmund's sudden arrest? They were celebrating Edmund and Mercedes' wedding feast. Who were the two men secretly pleased with Edmund's misfortune? Fernand and Danglars were the two men who felt a secret satisfaction regarding Edmund's arrest. How did Edmund defend himself during the interrogation? During the interrogation, Edmund defended himself by explaining that he was a simple sailor, not a politician. He maintained that he was entirely unaware of the treasonous contents of the letter. What shocking truth did Villefort discover in the letter? Villefort was shocked to discover that the letter was addressed to his own father. Because his father was plotting with Napoleon against the king, this revelation threatened to ruin Villefort's career and ambitions. General Exercises, Part 2. How did Mercedes react when Edmund was taken away by soldiers? Mercedes was devastated. She clung to Edmund's father with a pale face and eyes wet with tears. She insisted that Edmund was innocent and that the soldiers had no right to keep him. Why did Villefort destroy the letter? Villefort destroyed the letter because he discovered it was addressed to his father, who was plotting against the king. He realized this connection could destroy his professional future and reputation. How is the Chateau d'If described in the story? The Chateau d'If is described as a grim fortress prison built on a desolate, rocky island. It was infamous for housing traitors and prisoners who never returned. It was characterized by dark interiors, thick stone walls, and iron doors. What desperate words did Mercedes use to defend Edmund's innocence? In her desperation, Mercedes cried out that they could not take him because everyone knew Edmund was innocent. Do you think Edmund was wise to carry the letter without reading it? Why or why not? While the decision was naive and ultimately led to his downfall, it also demonstrated his fundamental honesty and loyalty. How did Edmund's father cope with his son's imprisonment? Edmund's father could not cope with the situation. He grew increasingly weak from grief and eventually died. Do you think Mercedes' loyalty to Edmund is a strength or a weakness? Why? Her loyalty can be viewed as a strength, as it showcases her deep and enduring love for Edmund. How do envy and ambition contribute to Edmund's downfall more than open enemies? Envy and ambition are more dangerous because they are often hidden from view. Because Edmund did not see these traits in Fernand and Danglars, he was easily fooled by their secret plot. Where did the soldiers take Edmund at dawn? He was taken to the Chateau d'If at dawn. Who begged Edmund to deliver the letter? The captain of the ship begged Edmund to deliver the letter. Where was the letter supposed to be delivered? The letter was intended to be delivered to an address in Paris.